Okay, last part of the quiz review, you guys. Okay, so another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you like a little graph, and I'm going to ask you to sketch the inverse of that graph. Now, there's two things that you should do. One is go ahead and put in the y equals x line. Okay, so slope of 1, y-intercept of 0, because we know it's going to reflect over that line. Now, some of you guys just really good at seeing how these things are going to reflect. A lot of us are not really good at that. Okay, so if you're artistically challenged, as I am, okay, I want you just to get some points. So I'm going to go, okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -5, -2. Okay, let's get, okay, so, and actually, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip it. So this is the original. That point will go to 2, -5 on the inverse. So I'm going to go to 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, that does not look right, because that is a -2. Okay, I could tell. At least that's one thing I did know, that that could not be possibly right. Okay, so -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And kind of, I'm hoping you can see that that would reflect right over there. Okay, then I'm going to go to this point right here. And that's the point 1, 2, 3. So -3, 1. So when I do the inverse, it's 1, -3. So 1, 1, 2, 3. And again, I always check, just like that first one, it was almost a mistake. That, yeah, that looks like they would reflect right across from each other. Okay? Then I'm going to do this point right here. And this is the point 0, 3. So that'll become the point 3, 0. And I could kind of be making this, you know, as I'm going to make sure it's looking correct. Okay. And let's see, this point right here, that is the point 1, 1, 2, 3. So it'll be 3, 1. So it's right there. And then that point right there is 2, 2. And 2, 2 is just itself, so it will be 2, 2. And there it is. That's my reflection. Again, if I were to fold it on this red line right here, this part would go perfectly on top of that part. So, like I said, some people are able, they just get it. They're good at art. They can tell what that reflection is going to look like. For others of us, it's okay just to go, you know, let's get some points in there. Okay, the other part, super important, right here when it says prove that these functions are inverses. Do not just switch x and y. You know, what I see some students want to do is they want to go, oh, I'll just switch x and y, and I'll show that this one turns into that one. That is not a way you can do a proof. So when you have to prove, what you have to do is you have to show that f of g of x is equal to x, and that g of f of x is equal to x. Okay, you have to do that part. And you have to label it so we can see what you're doing. So I don't want to just see like numbers all over the place. So let's go f of g of x. Okay, so I'm going to prove it. So I'm going to show, I'm going to find that one. So g of x is 4x minus 8. So now I'm going to go to the f function. Whenever I see an x, I'm going to put in 4x minus 8. Okay, so 1/4, 4x minus 8, plus 2 right there. Okay, 1/4 of 4 is just 1. 1/4 of 8, or just think this is 8 divided by 4, is 2. Okay, now it's not good enough just to show that one of them is equal to x. you have to show that both of them equals x. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the g function, and I'm going to put in 1/4 x plus 2. Okay, so now I come to g. Wherever I see an x, 1/4 x plus 2 minus 8. Okay, 4 times a fourth. Just think, what's a fourth of 4? 1. 4 times 2. Okay. Now, be careful. On this, when you're doing a proof, not only do you have to show this, you have to write a conclusion. And a lot of people forget that, or they think, does that really matter? It totally matters when you're proving. So you're going to put over here, since f of g of x equals x, and g of f of x equals x, the functions, or I'm going to say the two functions, are inverses. Okay, so don't forget. So I'm hoping, because you guys get to use your notes when you take a quiz, so, highlight that, make sure you don't forget to do that part right there. Okay, the last one is to determine if the functions are one-to-one. Okay, what that means is that they have to pass both the vertical line test and the horizontal line test. And actually, I don't want to write that all the way up. So they're going to pass the vertical line test and the horizontal line test. Okay, so if I look at this first one, this definitely passes the vertical line test, right? That's definitely a function. So I'm going to say passes vertical line test. Now, would it pass the horizontal line test? Definitely not. There's lots of places that I could draw a line that will cross in more than one spot. So I'm going to say fails the horizontal line test, not one-to-one. And one-to-one just means that both the function and its inverse are functions. That's all that means. Okay, let's see. This guy, definitely a function. Okay, that's our cubic function, y equals x cubed. Definitely passes the vertical line test. Okay, there's nowhere I could make a horizontal line that's going to touch in more than one spot. So I'm going to say it passes the horizontal line test. Therefore, remember 3 little dots that make a little triangle? That means therefore, it's one-to-one. So one thing I want you to be careful on, if I ask you to determine and explain your reasoning, you can't just look at it and go, oh, well, because I know. You have to talk about the vertical line test and the horizontal line test. Okay? So that's the end of that.